To begin your catch stitch on a curve sample, get a curved ruler and a piece of chalk and draw a line of chalk so that you get a curve on the bottom edge of your sample square. Next, you're going to cut the curve of the sample square. Next, head to the sewing machine and set your stitch length to 5 for a basting stitch. Use a 1/4 inch seam allowance and baste along the edge of the fabric. While this step isn't always necessary when you're sewing and pressing curves, it can be really helpful when you're beginning to give you a guideline of where you need to press your fabric. Start by pressing the fabric from the middle and then off to one side, and then rotate your fabric so that it's easier for you to iron or press, and press the other side up 1/4 inch. Next, you're going to press up the hem 1/2 inch. Start with the middle and use a ruler to ensure that you're measuring up 1/2 inch. Pin at the 1/2 inch line and then go to the other two sides, measuring 1/2 inch and pinning them in place. This can be really helpful when you're learning how to press up curved hems. After you've pinned in 3 spots for this sample, you're going to use the iron to press the 1/2 inch turn down. Be sure to use lots of steam if necessary. Next, take a hand sewing needle and thread and tie a knot at the bottom of the thread. You're going to be using a single thread for this sample. Hide the thread tail by placing the thread behind the turn of the cloth and through those 2 layers. Next, you're going to be moving the needle from the right to the left across the edge of the hem. You're going to be taking a couple of threads or bites out of the fabric, just enough so that you can hang on to the fabric without the thread ripping it, but also making sure that you do not see the thread on the other side of the fabric. Once again, moving from right to left, you're going to place a stitch down in the seam allowance, the turn of the cloth, and then you will take a small bite of the fabric out of the top edge, making sure that that stitch does not show through to the other side of the fabric. Continue along your sample, and then when you get to the end, you're going to take one last bite of fabric, and then before pulling the hand sewing needle all the way through the fabric, wrap the end of the thread that is still attached to the last stitch and then pull it through. This will create a nice knot at the end of your sample. Next, you can hide your thread tail and then clip your threads. Finally, use an iron to press the seam, making sure that you do not see any of the stitches on the right side of the fabric. You've now completed your catch stitch on a curved hem sample.